good, NMKBH Nation? Thank you guys for tuning in to another NMKBH Talk. You know, I got my brother Ty with me, man. And we got to do another one of these. We hope you're getting as much out of this as we are, because we love discussing it. Hope y'all love listening, and feel free to comment and give us points y'all get out of it, you know. It's always good to get more perspective, man. Today, we're going to be coming out of 1 Samuel chapter 16, talking a little about one of my favorite dudes in the Bible, David, you know.
Yes, sir.
We're going to start at verse 6. I'm going to give you a kind of a little summary of what happened up to then. So King Saul had did something to make God mad, so God has rejected him as king now. So he tells Samuel to go to Bethlehem because he has the next king there ready to be anointed. So that's where we at. So now we at verse 6, and this is how it goes. When they arrived, Samuel took one look at Eliab and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed. But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And then Jesse told his son Abinadab to step forward and walk in front of Samuel. But Samuel said, this is not the one the Lord has chosen. Next, Jesse summoned Shimei, but Samuel said, neither is this the one that the Lord has chosen. In the same way, all 7 of Jesse's sons were presented to Samuel. But Samuel said to Jesse, the Lord has not chosen any of these. Then Samuel asked, are these all the sons you have? They're still the youngest, Jesse replied, but he's out in the fields watching the sheep and goats. Send for him at once, Samuel said. We will not sit down to eat until he arrives. So Jesse sent for him. He was dark and handsome, with beautiful eyes. And the Lord said, this is the one, anoint him. So as David stood there among his brothers, Samuel took the flask of olive oil he had brought and anointed David with the oil. And the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon David from that day on. Then Samuel returned to Ramah. Man, to just start, could you imagine some dude coming to talk to your dad and asking him about his son, saying he wants to see him, and he's like, yeah, and he invites everybody but you.
Me and my boss got beef.
I'm telling you, like
if he invited all of my brothers and didn't invite me, I'm like, dang, you don't think I could be a king? Like, trick.
You think everybody else can, but there's just no way I could be?
Yeah. And then to come back and get you, I'm like, well, never mind. Now they say, tripping.
But that proves the point that what God said, I don't judge like humans judge. I judge by the heart. So he knew the heart that David had from day one. Before it says that God was with him forever after that in the later verses, he already knew what David's heart was like. And you know how amazing that is? We got to start working on our hearts so that God can really look down at us and be like, yeah, his heart's one that I want to use. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's special, you know. So that happens, and Samuel anoints David. From that day on, David is with God, and he just has a presence to him. And so Samuel goes back, and this is some more of the story. Samuel goes back, and he's talking to the king, and the king has this something goes on where he has to have someone to play the harp for him because he has a spirit.
God puts a tormenting spirit on him, so every now and then it just comes up and he just starts acting crazy.
He starts tweaking, and only a certain thing can take that away. And can you guess what that certain thing was? David playing that harp, man. So after that, all that happens, and then David comes. Samuel goes and calls for David, and David comes and he plays the harp for King Saul.
Right.
So that's something I also want to think about is after you had just been anointed king, and the first thing that happens is he asks you to come and serve the king, the current king. And I feel like for me at least, that would be kind of hard because it's he's tweaking. Right.
I just told me I was going to be a king.
Right. Let's go on and move the crazy man out and let me start my reign. But David knew God's plan, and we have to understand that. We have to follow God's plan every step of the way. We can't jump to the end, to the greatest of great time. We have to trust that every single step God tells us to take is going to get us to where God has promised us that we're going to go.
Man, God put David in the realm to serve Saul for a reason. Like, a lot of us, like I'm not finna play the harp for the crazy dude. Like, you tweaking. Like, I'm not finna do that. I'm finna be a king. But God put him there for a reason. That's part of the plan, like you said.
I know an adaptation for us and a lot of the things that we go through is God will tell us that, we have visions and dreams of owning a company. Yeah, we don't want to intern for someone that already owns a company. Yeah, and God's like, I'm putting you in that internship so you can learn the ins and outs. But we don't want to do that. We want to jump straight to being the man. You got to sit under the man before you can be the man, because you just don't know and you're not ready. God has to get you ready to be able to handle all that, So that's why he had to be willing to serve the king so that he could see. Man. And then also, it put him in position for one of the greatest stories we all know, David versus Goliath, David was up there and he had a relationship with the king because he had been playing the harp for him every time that tormenting spirit came. So whenever he went, he was just going up there to check on his brothers because his brothers was up there. And this ain't really got nothing to do with nothing, but this always cracked me up because David run up to his brothers like, "What's going on? Hey. And brother straight tweeted like, "Bro, what are you doing here? You doing this and that?" And he's like, "Guys, I just asked a question. Like, chill out." And he left. Like, he was like, "I ain't going for this." Like,
David had me weak because he's he's over asking, like, "Why ain't y'all just go kill him? Like, what's the problem?"
Man,
you don't see anybody. Just go kill him.
Like, man, y'all ain't doing it. I'm gonna go talk to the king myself.
Yeah, facts.
He went up there to the king. He talked. He's like, you can't do that. He was like, "Yes, I can." He was like, "All right. So he's like, "Here, put this armor on." So David put the armor on. He's like, "Nah, this ain't it." He said, I can't even move the way God be having me move. I can't do all that. I'll take this rock and this stick and
give me some rocks. I'm finna go get right.
I'm good.
But my favorite, people really misconstrue the story. Like, yeah, it's a big miracle that little David killed Goliath, but really, God prepared him for that. Like, back when he was tending the sheep, he told stories like, man, when somebody an animal would come get a sheep, like a lion or a bear, would try to come steal a sheep, he would just go grab up the lion, grab up the bear, and strike it. And if he tried to turn on him, he'd just grab it by his jaw and kill it.
Yeah, he'd be like, "You're not messing with my lion." As with his bare hands, bro.
So the lion came, we got to see, buddy.
He's my sheep.
Stop playing. The lion dead.
Yeah, and it's not like he had guns and all that stuff. He had to get up on him, bro. He was up on him.
I don't even get too close to the cages at the zoo. He's talking about grabbing a lion.
And that brings us back to the point. Are we willing to do things to get to where God wants us? If he didn't have that experience, he would have been scared too.
He would have been like kill Goliath for sure.
He would have been scared too, but like you said, man, he was out there killing lions and all them animals with his bare hands. So when he see this warrior over here trying to talk all big and bang, man, the same God that helped me kill all these lions that was trying to come for my sheep is the same God that's gonna let me sling and kill this dude right here, My favorite part of the story is when David pull up and Goliath's like, "Man, how about this little boy out here to fight me? This little boy, I'm finna feed you to the animals, little boy, stop playing." And then David was pretty much like, "Man, you got a sword, shield, all I got is God. I'm finna kill you." He said, all he got is who?
All I got is God.
He ain't say I'm David. Yeah. He say I'm that man. He ain't start saying all the stuff that he's done in the past. He said, "I got God."
Bro, I know if it was me and I kill lions and bears, I'm gonna pull up like, "Bro, I kill lions and bears, dude. Stop playing with me. I'm finna get you." But nah, he was like, "I got God. He the reason that I killed lions and bears." Big picture, man. God knew his heart.
Man.
From the jump.
Should that go back to that verse? God knew his heart, man. So that's something we really gotta pay attention to. Like, is our hearts in a place that God knows He can use us, because we gonna reflect everything back to Him. It ain't about us. Like, that is so important for us to get at. Fix our hearts so that God can use us how He wants us to be used. You know.
Man, that's deep.
And then off of that, after well, no. Okay, so where we going next?
That also brings to the point that that he can really use anybody. Like, David wasn't somebody special. He was the little brother of the family. He was tending the sheep. He just did the little dirty work. The dad, like you said, dad didn't even bring him to meet Samuel to pick a king. But like, God used all that. Like, that all humbled him. Like, that's why he had a great heart, because he could get through all that. Like, God uses stuff that you go through to use you to be the king, to do great things. Like, some traumas that we go through, like, He used that to mold you into the person that He needs you to be. That's why you can't let it bring you down. You can't let it stop you from getting to where God wants you to be, because God uses that to get you to the blessings.
There's some quote, I really hope I don't mess it up, but it's like, the same water that boils an egg to make it soft is the same water that boils a potato and makes it hard. And it's however you look at the situation, bro. However you look at the situation that you're going through, you can use it to make you hard and like be against the world and be like, yeah, all these people, they call me short, they call me ugly, they call me useless. You can use that to be mad and I ain't mess with no one. Or you can use that to, all right, I know how that felt and I don't like that feeling, so I'm not gonna let no one else feel like that. I'm gonna have the best heart out there, and then God can really use that, so then you can touch people, you can change people, you can be king, man. And I might have messed that saying up, but
I see what you're saying. It can make you humble, it can make you better. Yeah, for sure.
It's like we just got, like you said, that trauma. We have to use whatever we going through to further the kingdom. We have to change our mindsets. We have to change the way we look at everything. Everything, even like you said in the past episode, everything ain't gonna be good, but it's gonna be
for it. I'm
telling you, man. Deep,
that's
bro.
really deep. Now everything works good, but everything works for the good.
Man.
Everything, you just gotta look at the big picture.
You know, a lot of the time we gotta quit looking at where we at right now. Big picture thinking, so that God can take us where He wants us. We have to believe in every step, not just the long goal. Every step.
Every step. That's deep.
Any other things about that?
Man, nah, that was just a little quick, deep little word. I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna continue with this story because we got 2 or 3 more parts to this story that we're gonna share with y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in, man. Comment, share. We really love y'all. Hope y'all enjoying this time with y'all's family. You see the merch, man. NMKBH.com. Be sure to check it out. We love y'all. NMKBH out.